We're having a party over here on the 4 to 5. Welcome, I'm Lauren Coleman here with Monique Robinson and Chad Silver.
It's like the Friday vibes.
Yes.
We are feeling them today. Something that we're going to be talking about over the next 30 minutes is tipping. More businesses, you've seen it, they're offering an option to tip. So we're looking into when you should tip and when you should maybe not tip. So stay tuned for that.
Got a lot to say about that, but first we're going to start with another top story. We're starting at 4 with an announcement on school safety.
That's right. First year Alamance-Burlington Superintendent Dr. Dane Butler laid down the law in a video today. It comes after multiple safety incidents in the past week. The district says Eastern Alamance High School went into soft lockdown on Wednesday after a student said they saw another student with a gun. The district says they did not find any weapons.
Yesterday, a bomb threat was called into Smith Elementary and the school was evacuated. And a Turrentine Middle School student threatened to bring a gun to school yesterday.
We can do better than this, and we will do better. And I hope that next week and all the weeks following will be better. Our community deserves my attention to this matter, and I appreciate your support on this as we move forward in this school year.
Butler says he has a zero-tolerance policy for weapons, assault on staff or adults, gang-related fights, and drugs. He says they will all lead to long-term suspension and possible expulsion.
Guilford County Schools has not been immune to violence this year. This fight broke out at the deadly high school football game against Hillside High School about 2 weeks ago. A week after that fight, the district placed body scanners at the entrance of every high school football stadium. They will be used for the rest of the season. The district says implementing the body scanners were not related to the deadly fight. And starting next week, large purses and backpacks won't be allowed at sporting events. Fans can bring clear bags, small clutch bags, diaper bags, and bags for medical supplies will be searched.
As some schools deal with safety challenges, they're also facing staffing issues. Guilford County Schools, for example, it's hosting a job fair tomorrow from 11 to 2 at the bus garage. They're looking for people to work in transportation, maintenance, building services, and school nutrition.
There are some highly skilled individuals that's needed, and we want to let our community know that we have those spots available.
The district says you should bring a resume since you could be hired on the spot. Keep in mind, this is not a job fair for teachers, but the district is still looking to fill 27 openings. Winston-Salem Forsyth has 40 open teacher positions. Alamance-Burlington has 84 openings. The U.S. Postal Service is also hiring. It held job fairs today in Greensboro and Winston-Salem. The service says it's looking to expand by offering competitive wages and benefits in addition to career advancement. We met people today who waited all day for their chance to apply.
I heard about it on Facebook, and I've always wanted to be a mail lady, and I'm like, I finally hit 2 years of me having my license. I'm like, I'm going, why not? I know they have great benefits. I feel like I will have great supervisors, you know, and people that care. And it's room to move up in the company. So, you know, starting from the bottom and working hard, it's no problem.
Hire that person right now. Check the USPS website for other ways to apply.
A big win for transportation workers yesterday when the tentative agreement was reached between rail worker unions and railroad companies. The deal was made after a 20-hour negotiating session yesterday. The standoff stemmed from a dispute over sick leave and an attendance policy. The deal gives workers a 24% wage increase over the next 5 years, improved working conditions, and capped health care costs. Other companies are trying to implement changes to make workers happy. One of the latest to announce the effort is Starbucks. Ben Thompson is taking a closer look at those changes.
Starbucks says it's getting ready to revamp its stores and boost employee morale. Let's connect the dots. The biggest coffee chain in the world is getting ready to pump nearly $500 million into its North American stores. Starbucks looking to make its shops more efficient and less complex. The chain says it's seen a growing demand for new types of service. That includes mobile ordering and delivery. And now, drive-through service makes up 50% of U.S. sales. Now Starbucks is looking for new ways to get customers in and out. They're designing new kitchens to help prepare customizable cold drinks. The chain also announcing a new patented technology that will help cut down on brew time for cold coffee from 20 hours to just a few seconds. But the improvements won't just go noticed by customers. Employees will see some new benefits as well, like flexible scheduling and more sick time, more tips. All of this to help keep employees happy and serve customers faster. And that is Connecting the Dots.
You know, during this era of great resignation, a lot of companies are having to get creative to retain and keep workers, because one of the biggest reasons a lot of people say that they're leaving the workforce or looking to go somewhere else is because they want work-life balance, or they just want to feel valued overall.
And if you think about it, think the companies that started well before the pandemic or the great resignation. I mean, some of these companies were starting 10 years ago to give people unlimited vacation time and putting, you know, different like extracurricular activities there and allowing for nap times. And I mean, a lot of places have really tried to make it attractive to work for their companies.
I know some people are thinking about flexible schedules, whether it be a 4-day work week or maybe taking half days on Fridays, things of that nature. I think that really, you know, will attract people. And I think during the pandemic, it's shown that you don't have to do things the regular way. You can work from home. There are other ways of getting things done.
And I remember when you did a 2 cents on 4 10-hour work days.
Yeah, I did do a 2 cents on the 4-day work week, or even paid mental health days. Just, you know, a day where people can take a break and chill and recharge their batteries.
Yeah, it's nice to see some companies are picking up on that. All right, let's get to your 4 to 5 now. First up today, we now know who died in a car crash on Moore Street in Graham Wednesday night. You'll remember us talking about this story yesterday. Police now say 23-year-old Rykia Johnson and her 7-week-old son Giannis died after their SUV crossed the center line, colliding head-on with a truck. The driver of the truck, 43-year-old Travis Johnson, died at the hospital. Investigators say it is still not clear why the SUV went into oncoming traffic. The Biden administration says it is sending more military aid to Ukraine, $600 million worth. The U.S. is also rushing more weapons to help Kyiv fight back. It has been 7 months since Russia invaded. In that time, Russia has attacked schools and hospitals. Ukraine continues to fight for its country. An independent investigator now has until the end of November to review the documents the FBI took from the former President Trump's home. A judge appointed what's called a special master to look through the more than 11,000 documents. Meantime, the Department of Justice has to put its investigation on hold.
Mourners are continuing to pay their respects to Queen Elizabeth. The monarch is lying in state at Westminster Hall ahead of her funeral. Lines continue to stretch for miles, and today officials had to stop people from lining up because there were so many waiting to see the Queen. One of them was English soccer star David Beckham. The former Manchester United and Real Madrid player said he had been eating sherbet lemons and a classic hard-boiled British sweet and donuts while waiting.
I think we're all here to celebrate Her Majesty, our Queen, so I think it's special to experience something like this together is what I think she would want it.
The Queen's funeral is being held on Monday, and you can watch live coverage right here on WFNY News 2. It starts at 6 a.m.
It's Fun Friday, and guess what? The weather is not going to impede on any of your fun. You should still be able to get to it. This is a live look at Winston-Salem, our Skyview camera there. Not much happening, and that's good news as we start out the weekend with very nice weather conditions. 81 is the current temperature in Greensboro, 81 also in Winston-Salem. Burlington just a few degrees warmer at 83, but all of these icons showing you sunny skies or partly sunny skies, and that's good news as we venture into the next couple of days when a lot of folks are going to be home and away from work. You want the nice weather? Well, it's sticking with us. The dew points also making for comfortable feels. Tonight, temperatures falling down into those 50s and 60s. Look at that, Reedsville dropping down to 54, 60 in Greensboro, 60 in High Point. Clear and cool conditions. It's going to feel quite refreshing no matter where you live across the central Piedmont. Making our way over towards the west, 59 in Mount Airy. So definitely a refreshing night where you can give the AC a break again. And then as we go through the day tomorrow, though, when temperatures warm up once again, things may change, but the sun is still with us. Mostly sunny skies, staying comfortable. 80s is the number again for your afternoon on Saturday. So very nice weather conditions for actually the entire weekend. And we're dwindling on down into the last days of summer. That fall equinox is on Thursday, and temperatures, well, a little bit warmer.
Heart disease is the #1 killer of new moms. In fact, Black women are 2 to 3 times more likely to die from pregnancy-related complications. In response to high rates of infant mortality in Guilford County, local barbers and hairstylists are training to provide resources and information to new and expecting parents. It's all a part of the Trusted Spaces Healthy Babies initiative.
So we're going to have up to 13 different salons and barbershops in Guilford County that are really being trained on how to talk more about maternal health, how to talk more about infant health, how to guide their clients or their family members, if you look at it like that, to the resources that can really help them.
Trusted Spaces Healthy Babies is a collaboration between the American Heart Association, Every Baby Guilford, March of Dimes, and Ready for School, Ready for Life. Health and parenting resources will be introduced to participating salons and barbershops for parents to access, including blood pressure monitors, scales, book nooks, and more.
Really find out that their clients are not just clients, their clients are family. So they're trusted. They have these conversations, these health conversations that just organically happen while they're in the chair, while they're doing somebody's nails, while they're, cutting their hair, while they're styling.
To kick off the initiative, new and expecting parents are invited to attend a Trusted Spaces Healthy Babies community celebration on Monday. The event will include free blood pressure checks, door prizes, and guest speakers. The celebration will take place at the Hot Seat Studio Salon in Greensboro from 10 a.m. to noon. For more details, just look for this story on our website. I think this is such a creative initiative because, as we know, hair salons and barbershops, those are social pillars in our community. I go to the salon every 2 weeks, and me and my stylist, we talk about all types of things. We talk about family, we talk about relationships, we talk about work. So why not take that opportunity to talk about health and wellness?
Right, same way. Every 2 weeks
Yeah.
I'm there, and Casey, she knows. She's like, okay, what happened the last 2 weeks, and what's happening in the next 2 weeks for me. So, and what a great. So obviously I don't have kids. You don't either, and I can't imagine how challenging it would be to start a family and bring a child into this world without all of the help from everybody.
Yes.
Like they say, it takes a village. So, I mean, anytime you can get extra help is always needed.
And extra resources, and also when the men go to the barbershops, they'll be able to give them information about how they can be supportive to their spouse before and after pregnancy, things of that nature. So the American Heart Association has actually partnered with hair salons and barbershops in the past for just general health, heart health. And when they did that, people were able to get their blood pressure taken and different things of that nature before they got their hair done. So the American Heart Association has done other community health outreach projects as well. Back in 2017, they launched the Check Change Control in Forsyth County, partnering with Navant Health. It was a free health check program for businesses and residents, encouraging self-tracking blood pressure. They said across the country, more than 1.3 million people enrolled in that program from 2017 to 2018. It led to a drop in overall blood pressure.
Oh, I thought we were going to hippocam. I saw that. I saw a hippocam in the teleprompter, and I thought that's where we were going. So we'll be right back. To tip or not to tip? It's a question on the mind for many as new technology makes tipping easier. The shift in practice has some people questioning when to tip and whether it's enough.
I work in healthcare. Nobody tips me.
Sisters Leslie and Susan don't agree on tipping when it comes to purchases outside of a full-service restaurant.
Sometimes I tip just because they're nice to me, but seriously, I don't feel pressure.
Leslie feels it. She says even when swiping her card at kiosks, she always gives a little extra.
You didn't do anything. I just walked up to the window and bought it, but you turn around like for me to leave you a tip. Okay.
I almost feel like I'm suckered in. You know, like I gotta give something, like I'm under pressure a little bit.
A recent survey shows tipping for takeout food peaked at the height of the pandemic. While that fell off, it's still up from 2019.
You know, with the pandemic, everything changed. Curb service, what were meant to be temporary fixes are now standards. So there is a gratuity that is often expected that goes along with that.
On average, Americans are tipping nearly 20% for sit-down meals. Gratuities dropped to about 14% on other goods and services. And etiquette expert Diane Gottsman says that's okay.
You're not expected to leave the same type of gratuity as you would if you're at a sit-down meal. But if you're grabbing a cup of coffee, if you just want to leave the change, if you want to tip up, or if you want to leave $1, by all means, feel free to do that.
While you may feel like you're being judged, Gottsman says the worker behind the counter may just be looking to help the next customer.
So you know I have a lot to say about this because I did a 2 cents on this a few weeks ago. You know, I was always taught growing up that you tip someone when they provide you a service, like they wait on you, they do your nails, your hair, something of that nature, they deliver to you, then you give them a tip. So this whole concept of just going up to a counter to buy a sandwich or a smoothie, I just don't know that warrants a tip.
But that's technically a service. They're putting the work to make the smoothie. I mean, I don't know, it's a confusing matter at the end of the day. I'm always confused where sometimes I'm like if I go to Starbucks, they have a tip thing and I'm kind of like, do I tip you because will it go to you or does it go to the whole group? You are the one help. It's kind of confusing at times where if I get my eyebrows done, I'm like, you're the only one that works here. So aren't you kind of getting money? So it's confusing sometimes.
The way that I look at it too is, so being a server in my past life, you're paid server wages versus someone who works at Starbucks or someone who works at Subway. I mean, you're getting paid at least minimum wage, whereas servers are getting paid, I got paid $2.13 an hour. That was my server wage. So if you're making that kind of money or you're a bartender and you make that kind of money, I'm willing to tip you more. But yeah, it's difficult because you go into places like that's
Burger
your job.
King or something.
It is your job to make this sandwich for me.
You know, you work the cash register. Should we get, tip for that? And I'm not trying to be, insensitive or anything of that nature, but what did you do to go above and beyond to serve, the customer besides doing what's in your job title? So.
Well, I know one thing that's in Monique's job title. Forecasting the weather. It's time for that.
Yes, talking about the weather, I want to jump in and talk about the tropics first. That's a conversation that's been here or there all hurricane season. We are in the midst of hurricane season, but it just hasn't seemed like it. I mean, we've had activity here and there, but we're only at the letter F. Fiona is the name of what you're looking at now. This is a cluster of storms that are currently in the southern Atlantic. These thunderstorms are all painting the picture of tropical storm Fiona. As this storm continues to move over these warm waters all along these Caribbean islands, it's expected to upgrade to a hurricane on the latter portion of this timeline. You can see continuing as a tropical storm through the start of the week and then upgrading to a hurricane. And the question is, where does it go after that? All of this yellow you're seeing on your screen are the locations of both possible locations of where Fiona could be moving to next. But as I said, it's expected to upgrade to a hurricane by the midweek next week. Talking more about weather closer to home in just a bit.
This is not as easy as it looks. How long can I stand here? Brad's wondering how long I can stand here like this. Roll nears, baby. I wonder how long I could. For the rest of the show, would you call me Flamingo Chad? Okay, I'm done. Oh. Hi, Facebook. How you doing today?
Stand in the middle camera.
Right? All right, we're talking about Elon Musk and selling old photos of him.
So check this out. A woman who dated Elon Musk in college earned just over $165,000 after auctioning a personal collection of photos and other items linked to the tech billionaire. Some of the top items Jennifer Gwynn sold include a birthday card for $16,000 and a gold necklace Musk gifted to her in 1994 that sold for $51,000. So the moral of this story is
Date someone who's going to be famous.
Yeah, save all the gifts that your ex-boyfriend or girlfriend gave you just in case they're famous so you can become a thousandaire, a millionaire or something.
That's, I wonder what Elon Musk thinks about that.
Yes, I mean the whole thing about selling a birthday card, that seems to be something quite personal. I don't know if I would think to sell that even if someone I dated in the past became like super famous like him.
I wonder if he's upset about it or if he just is laughing at it. Like, are you really, what a low you're stooping
Yeah,
to.
I think that would be the case unless that was like his first love or something, or someone who broke his heart.
Yeah.
You know, that could...
The other question is, I wonder if she asked him beforehand or if they're just, you know, estranged, they don't talk anymore and she just did it.
Maybe, I don't know. It's just such an odd concept. But you never know. Like I said, save those gifts, ladies and gentlemen. It could make you rich.
Meantime, let's go to HippoCam. And we'll
It's not bad. It's not bad. He wants to run it before he slow read. He wants to run it.
I think our offense should cook up to them. Foreman better go crazy.
Mike Shake, Brad, how you doing? I'm here at Southwest Guilford ahead of Friday Football Fever Week 5 matchup of the week. Southwest Guilford taking on Page. I got a couple guys here. Hold on.
I'm Hunter Kane.
Lawrence Siggs. Kyler Puckett.
How they sound, Brad? Let me know. Let me know. Can you hear me? Are we good? Thank you, brother.
Welcome back and happy Friday, everyone. I'm Lauren Coleman here with Monique Robinson and Chad Silver.
Hey, y'all. You're probably everybody's biggest, well, no, you're not their fan. They're your fan today because of the
I'm
weather.
your fan too. I love y'all.
All right.
I'm here for the triad.
Okay. So wait till you hear what she's got forecasted for this coming weekend. You are going to love it. In the meantime, we've got a couple things we're talking about today in this half hour. First, kitchen tools. What has stood the test of time? There are some kitchen tools that have been around for generations, and also which don't. So join us for that.
Interested to hear about that, but Friday is much more than the end of the work week. This time of year, it's the start of a football-filled weekend, whether you're watching under the Friday lights, cheering on your college alma mater, or rooting for your home pro team.
Oh yeah, all eyes this weekend though will be up in the mountains when College Game Day puts Boone in the spotlight. Check out the welcome party that we just missed it. Students threw for the ESPN crew as they rolled into town yesterday ahead of tomorrow's game against Troy.
But before we head to the mountains, we're feeling the Friday football fever right here in the Triad. WFMY News 2's Jalen Gilkey is live at Southwest Guilford ahead of their Game of the Week matchup against Page.
What's up, guys? Yeah, we're here live out in High Point at Southwest Guilford ahead of Week 5's Friday Football Fever Game of the Week, where the Cowboys will be hosting Page. And I'm here joined by 3 seniors for the Cowboys teams. I'm going to let the guys go ahead and introduce themselves.
Hunter Kane,
Lawrence Higgs.
Kyler Puckett. And first question is going to be for you, Kyler, man. How are you and the guys feeling ahead of today's big matchup?
We're feeling pretty good. We're feeling ready. Everyone's prepared. We've been watching film, and we're ready to beat Page.
There you go. Now, my question for you isn't going to be about tonight's game, but it's got to be an honor to be a teammate of Trevor Lawrence 2.0. How does it feel to have Trevor Lawrence on your team?
That's Hunter Kane, man. Number 9, great player, great defensive player, great guy, man. I love playing with him.
All right, Trevor, man. What's the message Coach has been giving you guys tonight ahead of the game?
just to execute, man. Do what we're told to do. Know your job, do your job, watch film, execute the game plan, shut down the run, and just stay disciplined and come out with the win.
Excellent. And coming off the bye week, man, looking for the 3rd win of the year. What does this game mean to you guys here?
You know, it means a lot going first week in a conference. You want to start off conference 1-0, and our coach always says every week start off 1-0. So we're going to this game, we're 0-0 first week in conference. Just why not come out and win and prove a statement that Southwest is serious this year.
You heard it here first. The boys from Southwest are ready to send a statement to all of Guilford County. Game here at Southwest Guilford. Kickoff is at 7:30. Back to you guys.
Jalen, thanks. Meantime, East Forsyth is getting ready to take on Reagan. Leading the Fighting Eagles in an undefeated season, Jalen Alexander Rayner. WFMY News 2's Sean Higgins spent some time with the Arkansas State commit.
Through the air or on the ground, Jalen Alexander Rayner embodies the modern quarterback. He's led the East Forsyth Eagles to a 3-0 record with his play on the field and his leadership off it.
The intangibles off the field, his work ethic, his desire, his love for the game. You don't find that very often anymore in these kids, and you see it every day with him.
For Alexander Rayner, his favorite feeling on the field isn't a personal highlight or an accolade.
When the announcer says touchdown, Fighting Eagles, that they get me rolling every time.
The dual threat QB is already committed to Arkansas State, but that's next year. Right now, he's focused on helping his team get to the state championship.
We've been preparing since the winter and the spring workouts, and I feel like just me trying to do the best I can to bring out the best of all my teammates. Once the best of my teammates come out, the best of myself comes out, I feel like we're unstoppable.
And while defenses are chasing him around the field, Rayner Alexander is chasing a feeling, the same feeling he had as a freshman the last time the Eagles won the state championship in 2019.
The feeling I felt and that all my teammates felt, you could see by our reactions at the end of the game, it was unreal, but I can't wait. That's what we're trying to get back to, and I want to make that feeling go back through this school.
Right down the road in Boone, the Mountaineers are getting ready for a big game day. Cam Gaskin shares the excitement fans are feeling around the state.
The scene in Boone today, understandably electric ahead of College Game Day's first ever trip to App State. But for a group of Mountaineers fans here in Charlotte, they're ready to get a little rowdy as well.
Oh, it's like we brought the mountain down from Boone. Like, it's crazy.
Angry Ales has been the unofficial App State bar in Charlotte since roughly 2008, when the restaurant would live stream games directly from the school's camera feed on Saturdays. Now the Mountaineers play on just about every screen on game day with a more than packed house.
It truly is something surreal. We usually have a line out the door 15 minutes before we even open, and if you're not here 15 minutes to 30 minutes before we open, you're not going to get a seat.
For those that can't make it up to Boone on game day, this is the next best thing.
To have like all the fans here around me, we have almost the exact same atmosphere here. It's like I'm up in Boone again.
Even from 80 miles away, these Mountaineers still feel like a part of every win and every loss.
I literally have chills right now. It makes me so excited and proud that like I get to be a part of that. I'm gonna tell my kids about it, and that I got to experience it and watch it on TV. It was just an unreal experience.
And on one of the biggest weekends in program history, the black and gold will be well represented here in Charlotte.
You see your tiny little school and you're always so proud of it. You never stop loving it. Boone still has a special place in my heart, and I know everybody who went to App State and graduated from there feels the same way.
And if you've watched ESPN College Game Day, it's hard to miss all those homemade signs, either hyping up their school or tearing down another one.
App State is putting high stakes on these signs. They say the student with the best poster will win free tuition for a year.
We want clever posters. We want creative posters. We want a little bit of fun in the posters, but we also want to make sure that we show our great sportsmanship up here as well.
There will actually be more than one winner. 20 other students will win campus dining credits worth either $500 or $250. It's like the Super Bowl in Boone this weekend, which is unreal.
I love all the hype, all the excitement. I think this poster contest is so cool.
Yes.
What a fun way to promote academics through sports, but it's going to be difficult to judge all these posters because I'm sure hundreds of people are going to apply.
Absolutely. I like to say this, absolutely.
Absolutely.
So I've got my yellow on today. You could probably see, you can see
and
my
you got your
down
socks.
here.
Is there a way we could zoom in on that? Hey, look at that.
Got the App State socks on today for good luck. So I didn't go to school there, but everybody knows that I am an adopted fan.
Yeah, walking billboard
Started
for the school.
going years ago to games, and I'm just so excited and good for them. I mean, you know, we always hear about NC State, UNC, Duke, Wake Forest. App State's getting some love right now, and I love it.
It's great to have that in our area. A lot of people excited about it, a lot of folks talking about it in the newsroom, and I know a lot of you at home are talking about it as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Excuse me.
Absolutely.
All right, we got to move on here. We have often heard about how teachers spend their own money for things in their classrooms. Well, you can imagine how that bill has gotten even higher thanks to inflation impacting prices of just about everything. Let's take a closer look at the real cost of teaching.
Book bag, check. Pencils, check. Notebooks, check.
Scissors you have and glue.
Back to school season can get pretty pricey. The National Retail Federation says that families with children in elementary school through high school plan to spend on average $864 this year on school supplies. That number is up $167 from 2019. But there are many school supplies above the basics that aren't covered by parents or provided by the school. The burden of purchasing those items often falls on teachers, according to several posts on social media. Many people claim that 94% of teachers have had to dip into their own pockets to buy school supplies. But is that true? Let's verify. Our sources are the Department of Education, Washington State's K-12 Education Department, Charlotte-Mecklenburg Schools in North Carolina, Houston Independent School District in Texas, as well as Donors Choose and AdoptAClassroom.org, two crowdsourcing classroom funding sites.
We don't keep twisting. Nope, they're already ready to go.
In her pre-kindergarten classroom at Friendship Blow-Pierce Elementary School in Washington, D.C., where Dominique Foster spends her day teaching 4-year-olds, the 2022 D.C. Teacher of the Year recipient sat down with Verify to talk about her experience paying for classroom supplies.
I used to somewhat be embarrassed by how much money I would spend for my classroom. Yeah, you can make numbers, letters.
A classroom decked out with stations for sensory play, science and discovery, creativity and imagination, and even cooking. Foster says throughout her 20 years of teaching, she spent tens of thousands of dollars of her own money making sure her students have the supplies they need to succeed. a lot of money that she prefers to call an investment.
I've never known a teacher who didn't spend money. It absolutely is the norm, and sometimes it is the expectation.
2 of the country's largest school districts and 1 state education department told Verify that they fund basic school supplies within the limitations of their budget, which are often dictated by enrollment. A spokesperson from Charlotte-Mecklenburg Schools, the public school system for the Mecklenburg County in North Carolina, told Verify, quote, "The district gives teachers the necessary equipment and supplies for their classroom. However, some teachers supplement supplies to enhance their lessons. They acquire these through personal purchases and donations." According to Houston Independent School District, the largest public school district in Texas, if teachers want or need other supplies that the school's budget doesn't support, they often use options like Amazon's wish list.
Just stay over there for a few minutes so we can have some fun, we can talk.
Foster says teachers feel enormous pressure to teach at high levels while being underpaid and under-resourced.
And that pressure usually pushes teachers to go out and find it or buy it themselves.
A study from 2015 conducted by the Department of Education found that 94% of public school teachers use their own money on school supplies. The agency says this is their most recent data on this topic, but according to more recent studies, that number may actually be higher. A 2018 survey conducted of 4,400 teachers by adoptaclassroom.org found that 96% of teachers purchase basic school supplies for their classrooms and for their students whose families are unable to afford them. And a survey of teachers registered on the Donors Choose website showed that on average, those teachers spend $750 per year on those supplies. So we can verify, 94% of teachers do report paying for school supplies out of pocket. In fact, the number may be even higher.
The chairs and pillows, the stand, the fountain.
In addition to the money Foster has spent out of pocket, she's also received thousands in donations from both Donors Choose and adoptaclassroom.org, investments that she hopes will leave a lasting impression on her students.
Wow.
Honestly, I'm not surprised to see that number. I mean, we always hear about teachers, and you know, obviously we grew up in the education system, and we knew that our teachers were putting money forth. I'm really glad that places like the Education Alliance and like the Teacher Warehouse in Guilford County allows teachers to come get those supplies, something that they would typically spend money on, and they can get those supplies for free.
Great resources. My mother taught in the classroom for years, 4th grade, 5th grade, and I remember her going out to buy, you know, decorations for her classroom, and beyond supplies, just different activities to do with her children, so it could be an interactive experience. So some teachers go above and beyond and go that extra mile, so that's why they end up spending out of pocket.
Yeah, I think it's also important to point out that a lot of professions have to spend their own money on things. I mean, think about the jobs that we do, you know, no one's giving me money for this suit.
Hair and makeup?
I mean, we have to pay for all these things. And we might make more than teachers do in some situations, but I mean, I think a lot of people still pay money of their own.
But it's great that we're having all these drives and things like that to give back to our educators. Well, we're going to get into some of our other headlines with your 4 to 5 roundup. Guilford County Schools is now holding a job fair tomorrow. It's from 11 to 2 at the bus garage. They're looking for people to work in transportation, maintenance, building services, and school nutrition. The district says you should bring a resume since you could get hired on the spot. Several Winston-Salem universities are partnering up with Winston-Salem Forsyth County Schools to help grow a strong and diverse teacher workforce. It's all through a $4.7 million grant from the U.S. Department of Education. The Winston-Salem Teachers for Equity, Achievement, Community, and Humanity, or WS-Teach, will use the innovative preparation model to transform teacher education in the region. Recruitment for the program begins this fall. Candidates must have an undergraduate degree with at least a 3.0 GPA to qualify.
This upcoming weekend is the 3rd weekend in the month of September, but it's the first weekend we're going to be completely dry. The first weekend of September, it rained on that Sunday, and then last weekend it rained on Saturday and on Sunday. But this weekend, I'm expecting no rain chances, completely dry for your Saturday and Sunday. Temperatures really not changing much at all. Humidity is staying low for both days. Refreshingly cool starts for both of those days as well, with temperatures in the upper 50s. So no rain chances for your Saturday and Sunday, but neither are they coming back for Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. We're staying dry for the next several days, and as we go into the midweek and start to the weekend next week, things are still expected to be dry. In fact, a cold front expected to move through and reinforce the cooler air as we count on down until fall, not spring, until fall, that equinox 6 days away. Here's a last look at your 7-day.
Hey guys, ice cold milk and an Oreo cookie, they forever go together like a classic combination. I can almost hear Cher, right? We're going to turn back time. All right, I want to see if you can recognize this picture, friends, all right? Look behind you, feast your eyes. Friends at home, what are you seeing?
Tupperware.
Tupperware.
My grandma had the one that's like the
fan.
Yeah.
Okay, the bowl. So I had the lunchbox and I carried it to school, and it was like an orange square, and it had all the things in it, and then it had like a little handle for it.
Oh, cute.
No.
No, not cute.
Nobody thought my
Where's the
lunchbox was
picture?
cute. I don't have it. I wish I could have found it. Yes. So that is really old school, right? You know that. All right. So kitchen tools have what's old is becoming new again. For example,
it was actually invented in 1941. And it still looks and performs identically to its original design.
this pour-over style coffee maker is easy to use, hard to break, and delivers an aromatic, balanced brew. It doesn't even take up space on your counter like your electric coffee makers. Next on the list of oldies but goodies, this hand citrus squeezer.
Once you own a citrus squeezer, it's pretty hard to go back to life without one. Most of the time, they will help prevent seeds and a lot of pulp from getting into your mixture.
The Chef and Fresh Force is easy to grip and convenient for juicing multiple lemons in one sitting. And when it comes to dinnerware, melamine dishes that have been popular since the 1930s. The old look is getting revamped. You can buy them at Walmart and even West Elm.
Melamine's a great solution if you're looking to ditch plastic or paper plates. It looks pretty similar to regular plates, but it's light, it's shatter resistant, and usually it's dishwasher safe.
All right, so all of those tools have been around for forever and a day, but they're
Mhm.
getting like a new look, right, to freshen them up and that kind of stuff. And it made me think, what kind of kitchen tool will stand the test of time that's in your kitchen or will not? Is it the crock pot? Is it the air fryer? Is it the Instapot?
A blender. I feel like that will stand the test of time.
Blender, yes, for sure.
Maybe, yeah. I was just thinking, got all nostalgic and thinking back to when my mom had, there were like paper plate holders
Oh,
made
yes,
of straw.
yes, I know what you're talking
so
about.
So it would just,
Yeah, it would give the paper plate a little bit more oomph. Right, yes. And that was before they had like the hefty things.
yeah.
Yes. They also used to make them in plastic, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so I got one more for you.
Okay.
All right, let's put this up before we go to break. This is an oldie but a goodie kitchen tool.
I was just about to mention that.
I love those.
Friends, I still have these somewhere in my kitchen drawer.
But you can always find one of them. You can never
I know
find
you
both
can
of
never
them.
find both of them for sure. All right, we had to break on that one.
A quick weather summary before I leave you for this 4 p.m. hour. Here are the main 3 things that you need to know heading into the weekend. We're staying dry, sunny, and comfortable during the daytime each day. So your Saturday, your Sunday, and that weather is spilling into the Monday. We're dropping into the 50s overnight, and that humidity is staying low. So that's what's going to make for the cooler feels late at night for your Saturday night and your Sunday night. Temperatures are going to warm up near 90 degrees towards the end of the week. Now, one thing that I haven't mentioned, but will be really cool over the next couple of days, you will see some beautiful sunsets out there, especially Saturday night and Sunday night. Some of that haze with the smoke that's happening in the northwest is going to be making its way over here and allowing for some hazier skies. Now, no direct impacts expected towards your respiratory systems, but definitely going to be a beautiful sunset each night for the weekend. Here's one last look at your full 7-day.
Yeah, that is true.
Mic check 1, 2, 3. Mic check.
Hey, we're getting ready to do 5.
Look at an Oreo cookie, they forever go together.
Mic check, mic check, mic check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Mic check, mic check, mic check. Yep. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Check, check, check. 1, 2.
There's a stoplight down in the middle of the road.
Oh, well, we can. Hey, mic check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I'm going to be honest, I am not a huge college football fan. I went to Southern Methodist University in Dallas. At the time, our team wasn't the best. That said, I am so pumped for one of the games this weekend. App State takes on Troy on Saturday. The game should be exciting, but it's the action before kickoff that's really rocking. For the first time ever, Game Day is headed to Boone, bringing the attention of 2 million plus viewers to the school. ESPN chose the location after crowds rushed the streets when App had a major upset. This was last weekend over Texas A&M. Looking at the video, whether you like App or not, it is infectiously happy. You can't help but smile here. The world needs more of that kind of energy. That's why this weekend, I'm gonna be cheering on the team too. The coverage is good for the school and fantastic for our region. So no matter which team is your ride or die, know for at least this one game, App State could use your good vibes too. That's my 2 cents. WFMY News 2 at 5 starts right now.
Developing right now, a headache for some businesses along Battleground Avenue. A crash this morning knocked out power for much of the day in the area.
Everything has since been restored, but the outage created a problem for stores like Harris Teeter. WF1 News 2's Grace Holland joins us live from the area with the latest details.
Well, I'm standing here at Markland Drive. You can